I just miss what I know, what I know, what I know, what I know. In a sense, there's no more, ain't no more, ain't no more, ain't no more. If you know what I do to you, to you. It was bliss. What I know, what I know, what I know, what I know. And is it even true? What we know, what we know, what we know, what we know. For a kiss. What I do, what I do, what I do, what I do.
I turned 27 this year. So much time has gone by and I spent a lot of it doing nothing. I thought I was recovering from something, that's what I told myself anyway, but I'm not really sure what that was anymore. A few things, I guess, a death in the family, a bad relationship, something more obscure, something unreal, ennui, perhaps. I thought things would look different at 27. Sometimes it feels like all I do is make the bed, or do the dishes. Or walk the dog. Or drink alcohol.
Good girl out there. Her name is Mackenzie.
Or go to work. This part's really exciting. Consider eating sugar from the bag. Decide not to eat sugar from the bag. Life's just not that bad. I'm in the process of retranscribing my diary from when I was 17 years old to see if it makes me remember how that life felt. A celebration of a decennial, I guess. So far, it just feels like I'm reading someone else's diary, like I should look away. The following is a selection of some of my favorite entries. Today was an uneventful but highly emotional day. I finished Glee. I'm going to try to write this down word for word so I can look back at this and remember it because I want to remember every moment of tonight forever. I was really nervous all day and kept changing my outfit. He's very cute in person. Elena and Aaron are back. Elena is exactly the same, Aaron is completely different. I'm not sure how to feel about that yet. My movie is going forward, California is in a week, I'm writing a lot, and things are generally pretty good. Kind of a boring day. I got my permit yesterday. I feel like I'm not accomplishing enough every day. I've been told I'm too ambitious for my own good, but I've also been told I'm too lazy for my own good. There was honestly more pot smoke than oxygen in the room. Michaela said I was her best friend, which I think I kinda knew, but it's nice to know for sure. She's my best friend too. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. Now that I'm over my fear of flying and my hesitancy over California, I'm looking at colleges there. Maybe I'll live there in 10 years. I just need to be brave. I've been wanting to redecorate the room that my boyfriend and I share. We just have the Sound of Silver poster in it. But I like the poster. James Murphy was 37 when he wrote All My Friends, which is one of my favorite songs. It's a good reminder that you have a lot of time to make things that are good or worth something, or to do something with your life in general that's worth something. All My Friends is not a song that someone in their 20s could have written. I don't necessarily think I'm going to write something as good as All My Friends, but, the possibility is there. So, to break the fourth wall here, I have obviously been retranscribing this journal, and I didn't really know how else to end this film because it has been so personal to me that it felt weird to continue the shots of me doing things around my house without telling you a little bit more about why I did the project. So that's the ultimate creative decision I've made, is that I am going to talk to you. This is my journal from when I was 17, right here. It's blue. It is very worn on the back. I'm not going to give you a close-up because it's my diary, but this is the journal. I think this is the last page that has not been filled. You can see it's about halfway. And it has an entry from most days from 2015 to 2016. And I had this idea because I felt like that was a period of my life where I was really in touch with myself and who I thought I wanted to be. And that is not the person that I am now. That honestly has been the biggest takeaway, is that this is not the person that I am anymore. And I had to do this to learn that, which might seem silly to you, that you're not the same person at 27 that you are at 17, but you're not. And that is something I'm still apparently coming to terms with. I was pretty sure when I first started this that I was gonna come away with an epiphany of sorts, that, I would maybe find an entry and write it back down and something would click in my brain and I would become that person again, or I would understand her better. I would understand myself better. And the more that I did it, the more I just started to see myself and herself, the book person, as two separate people. And that was an interesting experience. There are things that she says in this book that are so optimistic and naive and sort of almost anti-intellectual a lot of the time, and I feel like that is just not the person that I am anymore, obviously. And as I'm saying this, I'm well, yeah, that's a teenager. A teenager is an optimistic being. A teenager is somebody who doesn't like school, doesn't care for learning. I went to public school. I didn't get the best shot at a good education prior to college, and that is apparent in this book. And I think that's something I also didn't recognize until I read this back, because of the experiences I've been through since I wrote this. That has totally shifted the person that I am today. And I think I just needed to recognize that. I guess I just want to end this with, I've spent a lot of the last 3 months doing this and considering what the self even is. I didn't do philosophy in college. I don't have the theory behind the self to go off of. Maybe I should read John Locke or something, but I haven't. So I felt like I was trying to balance two versions of the self that I had in my mind, which is that either it's unfixed and it's something that continually changes over time and it's something that you have to be okay with, versus it's something that is inherent. And yes, it might change over time, but that change can be a break from something that is inherent and is very important, and you may need to try to get that back. And if you don't get it back, you're damned. And I think that second one is the one I was operating off of into my early mid-20s. And I think I have finally swung in the direction that I wanted to swing in, which is that, you know, it's unfixed and we can just be whoever we want to be. And the person I was 10 years ago is not the person that I am now. And the person 10 years from now is not the person that I am now. And that's good. I've really only come away with positives from doing this exercise. So I totally recommend that you do the same if you're willing to put yourself through this kind of self-targeted misery, because there's also a lot in here that is deeply embarrassing and that I never want to read again.